Hello, my name is Tony. Today I'm going to show you how to build a website that has many pages and you can swipe like this. Yep. So the tool that we are going to use for building a page like this is called Polymer. So it's a library that's created by Google. It's a library that helps you build a web app using web components. Now, the beauty of using Polymer is it has so many existing custom elements ready for you to use out of the box. So if you go to Polymer website and go to the element catalog, you will see it has such a wide range of custom elements ready for you to use. For example, it has paper elements, which is all the elements for material design components. So, for example, if you want to build a paper button, all you need to do is to import the element and then start using it in your app. So um, that's really handy because you don't have to build things from scratch. If you see an existing custom element, you can simply use it. And on top of that, Google has so many custom elements. You can also find many other third-party elements for you to use as well. So definitely, I'm a huge fan of Polymer project because I don't want to build things from scratch. There's no point to reinvent the wheel if somebody has already built it. Anyway, that's my philosophy when it comes to building a web app. Um, Today, we are going to build this page, and the custom element we are going to use is a third-party element, which is called iron swipeable pages. Um, Without further ado, I'm going to uh, take you to my second screen here and start demonstrating how to do it. Okay, so at the moment I've got my app that's been added to my editor and it's blank. There's nothing inside of this directory just yet. What I will do is to use the polymer init command to initialize the app. It prompts four options for you. We're going to choose the second one, a blank application template. And it prompts us for the application name. I'm going to use the default. Main element name, swipe-app-app. I think the dash app is a little bit redundant, so I'm going to use swipe-app. Brief description, let's leave it as blank. Okay, so it's pulling all the components and dependencies from the repository. So let's give it a sec. It should be ready very soon. Okay, it's ready now. Before I start my web server, I'm gonna just edit my index file because I wanna make the web server to automatically reload whenever I make the change. So I will just do it so and save it. Okay, I think everything is ready. So the Polymer init command has initialized the app for you, and it has structured the application for you as well. So all your source code is actually inside of the src folder, and then inside of the swipe dash app. So we are going to work heavily on this directory. So we're going to add more files definitely later on in this directory. I think we are ready to start the web server now. So I will type in the command scope watch, because I'm going to use scope task to start my server and also monitor the changes for my files. Whenever it detects any changes, it reloads the web browser for me. So press enter. Okay, that means I have another web server still running. I'm going to stop my existing web server and try starting the web server again. Yep, awesome. Let me open up a web browser window and resize it, type in the address and press enter. Yep, so my web server is definitely up and running. The next thing I want to do is to test my live reload, see if it does the work. So I'm going to make a small change to the file and simply save it. See if my scope task is able to detect the change and reload the web browser automatically for me. So let's save it. Yeah, it does that exactly as what I expected. Now we're gonna start doing all the cool things now. I'm gonna move my terminal away for the moment, and I'm going to clean up my web app a little bit because I don't need to have this hello Tony here. So I'm gonna get rid of the property and also the h2 tag, like so. Save it. Cool. And I'm going to change the browser window to be a mobile device, because we are going to target a mobile device first. Okay, I will bring my terminal back up and I will install the third-party elements. So let's go back to the GitHub page and check the documentation. Okay, so it says to install the element, we need to type in this command. So let's just do copy and paste, like so, and then press enter. Shouldn't take too long. Yep, it's ready. So let's just double check. It should have installed the element inside of the Bower components directory. So let's expand it, look for it. There we go. We've got iron swipeable pages here, so we can use it. Before we start using it, what we need to do, well, actually, let's start using it now. I'm going to move my terminal away. We're not going to need it now. So let's go back to the documentation on the GitHub page. So to use it, we simply need to, first of all, we need to import the element. So we're gonna import it like so, and change the directory a little bit, change the path a little bit like that, save it, and so to use that we needed something like that. Okay, and press save. Yep, so that's the thing with this element. So this page doesn't say we need to have a few more settings in order for it to work. So we've already fired a suggestion to the author to make it a little bit clear. So in order, so at the moment I've implemented the same way as what's stated on this documentation, but it's not working because this documentation is missing a few more things. So in order for it to work, we also need to have another component and also a few more configurations on my HTML file. What do I mean by that? I will show you what I mean. So we need to import another element, and the element is called iron flex layout. So this element is Google's element. We need to use that. So we can sort of consider this as a dependency for iron swipeable pages. For it to work, we also need to actually add two more lines to my element like this, and also we need to style the iron swipeable pages like this. So yeah, I understand this has not been stated on the GitHub page, which it should, but nevertheless, just follow along and trust me, without this is not going to work. But if you do this, everything should work. All right, so let me save the file. Yep, so it's working now. As you can see, it's quite small, but it's working. So if you, I'm gonna just resize the window so you guys can see it. Well, actually, that's the best I can do, I think. But anyway, it's definitely working. I can swipe the pages with no problems whatsoever. If you guys cannot see the screen for now, don't worry too much, because we are going to style the pages a little bit better so you guys can see it. And remember, we had three colored pages to swipe. So the next thing we need to do is to create those three pages. So how do we do that? It's like very simple. So we go back to the swipe app directory. We create a new file, and we give it a name called page1.html like this. And I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I've already defined my page one element, so I'm gonna simply copy that and paste it here, so you guys don't have to see me typing, because I don't want to bore you guys. Alright, so save it, and we're gonna duplicate this page couple of more times, so we have three pages altogether later on for us to use. So let's duplicate it, but let's change the name to page 2, like that. So page 2 has been duplicated, but we want to change the background color from red to maybe yellow, so it's different to page 1, and we can see the difference. And we change the text from page 1 to 2 as well. Very importantly, we need to change the element ID from page -1 to page -2. Save it, and we're going to do the same for page 3 as well. So like that, and change the number from 2 to 3, and change the background color from yellow to green. Cool. Okay, so we've got 3 pages ready. We need to import those 3 pages into my swipe app element. How do we do that? We're going to do the same. We're going to use the link tag to import those 3 elements. I'm going to save some time, so I'm going to copy the lines here like that. Yeah, so it's using a link tag to import my elements, 3 of them. So nothing special here. And we're going to replace these 3 div areas with my custom elements, which is page 1, page 2, page 3. So it will be like this. Cool. So this looks good to me. So let's give it a shot. Let's save the page, and it will refresh my web browser. If everything goes well, it should work. Nice, it's working. So if I try to swipe the page, yep, definitely it's working. Couple of things I want to fix. So the first thing I want to fix is the margin here. I want to get rid of the margin. So I will go back to my index file, and I will create a style tag, and I will style the body, and I will set the margin to be 0, and refresh. Yep, cool. So the margin is gone. So I think it depends on the use case, but some people don't want to cycle through the pages. So if you swipe from page 1 to 2 to 3, and if you swipe left again, it takes you back to page 1. Now, sometimes you don't want to do that. In fact, many applications are not doing that. So what we want is actually once I have swiped through all the way to the end, we don't want it to let you swipe it again back to page 1. So we kind of want to disable the cycle through. So to do that, it's quite simple. We go back to swipe app HTML file, and we simply add a attribute to this element, and the attribute name is called no cycle, and let's refresh it. Yep. So I have swiped to the end of the page, which is page 3. If I try to swipe again, it won't let me. But if I swipe right, it lets me swipe back to the page 1. If I keep swiping right on the page 1, it doesn't let me swipe back to page 3. So the cycle has been disabled. There's more features that we can tweak this element, and it's actually all on the documentation page for this element, which is here. It's taking a couple of seconds to load the page. There we go. So all the settings, all the properties that you can tweak on this element is here. So I'm not going to cover all of them, but yeah, I think that's all there is to it. With a few lines, we have implemented a very nice web application like this. We can swipe the pages. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me or leave your questions down below in the comments area, or like the button if you really enjoy the video. My name is Tony. Thanks again for watching my video.